really remember people having album covers. I remember like having a Britney Spears CD. That's all I remember having, a Britney Spears CD.
But not like the actual album cover of the CD?
No. What does that even mean?
The album art cover?
That's like the front part of the CD, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have that.
Yeah.
Well, because album sounds really old school compared to CD.
CDs are albums.
Oh.
Do you like CDs?
I thought albums were like records.
Do you like tapes?
No, I don't have nothing to play that on.
But do you like tapes and CDs?
No, I don't have nothing to play that on.
What if I tape my dick to your forehead so you get CDs nuts?
I'm Gigi.
And I'm Stevona.
I'm Silvia. And this is Dumbtired. Come spend the night.
Do you guys ever feel like, thank God these meme writers are not stand-up comedians?
The meme writers?
Their jokes sometimes be so good on memes. Memes be
like some memes
funny
be poppin'.
sometimes, dude.
They probably are.
I don't know if they
though.
would translate a stand-up.
Would they? I think there's a way to make it happen. I think if memes like become popular enough that it's like a small social movement that people talk about it on stage, like it becomes like a saying because you got it off a meme.
No,
then-
yeah, but some memes are just like not popular, but they're just so funny, and I'm like, damn, I wish I would have came up with that. Like if I would have said that on stage, that would have been so good.
Sometimes I'll see a tweet, in X post, Twitter. I don't know what it's called now, but and it's so good and it's so clever, and I'm like, I wish I thought of that.
Yes.
But who's to say that they're not comics? Like maybe not all of them, maybe not even most of them, but maybe some of them.
Maybe.
Nah, because I'm like, I never heard nobody say this either, or anything close to this.
Most people popping on the internet are like weird as fuck in real life.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. And it is normally like the people that are like super
right?
famous on social media that when they go do stand up, it's like, ugh. And those people, it's a blessing and a curse because they have good connections because they're already popular on social media, so they get put onto these bigger shows and they're not ready for them, and they don't do as good, and they're like horrible, but they're not going to say no to those opportunities. I would say yes. If I sucked, I'm going to still say yes to every opportunity. I feel bad for everybody that got to watch, but sorry, you got to put me first.
I gotta put me first, Lucius. I gotta put me first. Yeah. I think I used to be really sour about it before, when I would see people who were like just social media famous get like crazy opportunities and open for people that like I would die if I could open for them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that fucking sucks. Like, I'm over here doing these shitty ass mics, leaving at fucking 3 a.m. and piss alleys and parking fucking a ways away and paying $20 for parking to maybe get on a mic, you know? And then you see these people just like, yeah, comedy's so easy. I have a show at the Comedy Store next week in the main room. It's just like, oh yeah, fucking suck. You're so lucky, you know? Yeah. But then at the same time, it's like, they hopped on a trend that boosted them at a prime moment, and like good on them. I think ultimately it's gonna become fight or flight when it comes to like the longevity of anybody's career, you know, because I can be upset for them getting this like quick start, but if they're funny and they deserve to be there, you deserve to be there, bitch. Like, you got this crazy opportunity and good for you. And like, if one day I were to pop off on social media and shit were to happen to me, I'm sure people wouldn't like consider all the fucking comedy I've done before. They'd just be like, oh, this bitch popped off on one video and got all that fucking, you know, notoriety or whatever, and is getting on crazy shows and she doesn't deserve it. So it's like, I'm hoping I get to pop off someday so that I can skip whatever steps I have ahead of me. But yeah, I think it's like half of it is like, you son of a bitch, we struggle. But then at the same time, it's like, at the end of the day, the people who are going to make it the long run are people who are like continuously grinding and being good and being funny and giving their audience what they want. So
also, like, from afar, I don't really know their struggle, you know?
Yeah.
From like a third person perspective, it's kind of like, this is how the trajectory of like someone else's life looks like. And so it's very easy for me to sit back and be bitter and be like, they didn't take all those improv classes like I did, you know? And I'm like, I don't know that. Also, everyone's path is different, but also I just like to let the material speak for itself, you know, because sometimes people pop off and comedy is subjective. So sometimes it's like someone kind of gets fame overnight and it's like you don't even like what they're putting out, and it's just not your cup of tea, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But sometimes people pop off and I'm like, that's hilarious.
yeah.
They're very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always think to myself, like, okay, yeah, they're probably getting all these opportunities really quick, and very easy, but you don't know if like their parents are slowly dying of cancer. You know,
I don't know if their
you don't
mama
know
beat
if they're
them.
like, you don't know if they're like, no, for real, like you don't know if they have been raped in their past.
Oh
Like,
my God, Steve.
no, I'm just saying.
that whole thing
No. Or like
If they're
they're
performing
homeless,
in the main room, I hope they were raped.
or they were homeless. I'm really trying to like shed some light here. Like, I'm trying to like,
No, I get what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
like they struggle in other areas
Yeah.
a lot of times. These people struggle in other, or like their mental health is really bad, or like they're fucking
Yeah.
schizophrenic.
Well, everyone has a hidden struggle. Well, not everybody, but a lot of
No,
people
I be
have
telling
hidden
people mine.
struggles. Yeah, no, I think I'm way too open with my struggles also. But yeah, truly, it's Also, even when I see comics that I don't think are funny, like I'll be like, oh, come on, you know. But then they perform in front of big audiences and have a huge following, and people fuck with them hard, and I'm just like, damn. Maybe it's just not my sense of humor. There's like an audience for that. Like, have you ever seen a comic that you're just like, really? Like, people aren't this dumb. People aren't gonna fuck with this. And then you go to a show and it's just a bunch of like drunk people who are like, oh, damn, that was fucking hilarious. And if you were to say a joke that you know kills in most rooms to that person, they'd be like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's not that you're smarter. It's just like a difference of like environment or opinion where it's just like, I don't think you're funny. So I've learned to be like, they have their audience. They have the people who fuck with them and like them. I'm not going to judge because God knows there's people who hate my comedy too. You know?
Find your tribe.
There's definitely there's definitely a niche for everything. So I get it when people say like just be yourself, because there really is something for everyone. That's why I can't say, or I used to say like this person's not funny. This person is not funny. One, I don't say that anymore because there is a niche for everything, and I'm like, who am I to put people's art down, right? Like, that's the whole point of art, is it can be ugly to everybody, but it means something to you or to them. So like, one, I don't want to put anybody's art down. Two, there is a niche for everything. There are a lot of fucking weirdos out there, okay? And they will follow weird shit.
Deviants out there.
They will follow weird shit, and I will get outnumbered by all the weirdos, you know? And then in the beginning, when I first started comedy, I was very new and I was very upfront, and I used to be like, this person's not funny, this person sucks. And I would just say it. And then over time, they would stick it out and they would get better and they would get better and they would get better. And then I looked like a fucking hater. So I'm like, I just don't tell anybody they suck anymore. I don't tell anybody that they're not good anymore, because if they stick it out, they are going to look good and it's going to make me eat my words. So like, I just don't say that anymore. Because
See, that's what you're
I
saying.
always end up eating my fucking words.
That's why we need haters to push us to be better.
I don't need any more haters.
Okay. No, but
Not that I can't get better. Sorry.
I feel like the more I do comedy, the more that there's like, because I think we all have like a central like sense of humor, just like the things that we like are attracted to and just kind of like can make us have like a guttural laugh. And then you see different comics have different styles of comedy. And while I'll see someone perform and it might not be like my like main source of like laughter, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like shit I want to listen to all the time. It's like I can kind of see the different perspectives. Like, oh, I can see why this person thinks that funny. And just knowing this person thinks that funny, I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's like an appreciation for the different styles of comedy people have.
Absolutely. it's happened to me on multiple occasions where there's like comics who have this like lore around them, and I call it lore because I don't know them well enough, or I haven't been around long enough to know what they're doing or what they're a part of. But specifically when it comes to Chatterbox, like, you know, I've got there and people are like, oh, this person is here tonight. Oh, they used to host here. They used to be regulars here. And oh, they perform with this person now. They perform with this person now. And they have their own special.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'll name drop because
Vince Caldera.
it was negative. No, Vince Caldera, I always thought was a sweet boy. And then I saw his like, his special that we went to go watch.
Wait, we're talking about like people speaking positive, right?
This is positive.
Oh, okay.
This is a positive
I
thing.
don't want to assume it's negative and I say Vince Caldera.
No.
Okay.
This is a positive thing. People would be like, oh, Vince Caldera's here. And he just looked like a quiet young man. I didn't like, and also I was like, to this day, I'm so uninformed about what people are up to. I just don't stay up to date on anything, you know? And they're like, oh, he's doing all these things with all these people. And I'd always see him like, be like, really? Him? Like, he's so quiet. Like,
Well,
I don't
not
think
seeing
so.
him perform, just seeing him in person.
But, and then I'd see him like, occasionally do like a 3-minute set and I'm like, yeah, it was funny, but I'd never seen him do like a real set. And then when my first time seeing him do like an actual long
was that
real
your first
set
time?
was his special. And when I tell you, I fucking cackled the whole time. I was like, he's a genius. Legitimately, he's so fucking funny. He's an incredible writer. I felt bad for ever thinking he wasn't capable of it.
That's crazy to admit out loud.
Yeah, I felt
without having seen him perform yet.
No, because
Yeah.
he looks like a nerd on the outside, but he's not.
not a nerd. He's just like a sweet, like reserved person. He's just a very reserved person, and it's because he's
a cool nerd.
he's a sweet boy. He's just a sweet boy. He's got
Doesn't
glasses.
he look like he kicks it at Johnny Rockets by the jukebox?
Yeah, he does look very 1950s. It does look like Josh has him on that Pinterest board over there. I always thought that was Vince Caldera. I was like, Josh really likes Vince. No, but like, I just thought he's like so reserved. I couldn't see him breaking out of his shell enough to like hold your focus for so long. But I could watch him for hours and know that he'd be funny as fuck. Beginning to end. And even though he's like a cleaner comic because he does tour with so many like bigger names, or you have to be a cleaner comic, you know, when he did his small little dirty bits at the end, dirty bit, it was like
take
even more,
your shirt off.
no, but it was even more impactful.
It was giving Bob Saget comedy.
You're like, where are your kids?
No, but it was even more impactful because he was like, a lot of it is like, it's just, you know, it's easy listening for anybody and it's hilarious. And then he does his little dirty stuff and you're just like, Vince, you fucking freak. Yeah. I can't believe. Meanwhile, I'm like talking about like cum, you know?
When you see someone who never talks about cum say something relatively dirty, you're like, whoa.
I'm like, you're disgusting. No. He's hilarious. But that's happened with me with multiple people. Vince was one of them.
You judge them?
I did. I prejudged them, and I think it's because and I've stopped because of that.
You didn't prejudge me, did you?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you were.
You prejudged all of us.
Absolutely.
Good. I'm glad I thought you were a bitch off back then.
I knew you were a bitch, and I stick by that.
I
but I love
too,
you now.
Yeah.
I just love you.
Our mind hasn't changed about each other. We just learned to get along.
Yeah. Aww. I just love you now, bitch.
I don't want to one up you, but I never doubted Vince Caldera.
Ooh, I mean, I never did. Okay, but I never did either. But I saw him do comedy.
That's the
before.
thing is, you guys might have been around longer, and I didn't know anything about him.
I will say someone similar to like that is you wouldn't expect someone being so talented, almost like that, is Steven Moreno.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can get that.
Because Steven Moreno just like looks like a regular schmegular guy, you know?
Regular schmegular.
Just loves to just kick it. Just loves to work and go home, you know? Yeah. But he's so like creatively funny when he writes. And I remember when I first went to Chatterbox, because Chatterbox is where I first started comedy. I'm so proud to say that, by the way. It's where I first started comedy.
Chatterbox.
Shout out Chatterbox. And I remember looking at them host Daniel Cabral, Vince Caldera, Steven Moreno, Julia, and I would be like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool. Like they're so cool. And I would bring my friends and I'm like, you have to watch them. Like, look, they're so cool. They host here. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And now I host there. And Steve reminds me, like, because he's always like, you can't be on your phone because people like here, like they look up to you the way you looked up to people too, you know? So you have to be like paying attention and stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's true. But I'm like, oh my gosh, like that made me think. I'm like, oh my gosh, actually I'm in that position now that I used to be like almost praying for. I'm in that position now. And now it's like people are looking at us. Like they host here. They're so cool. Like they're so funny. No,
People
because
think
I do.
that, Josh.
People do think that. They message
You'll
me
get
and
it
they're
when
like,
you get there.
They're like, it means so much when you tell me like good set and stuff because like you're so funny. I admire your jokes and like I know they're telling the truth because I work on my shit. You know.
Yeah.
They're not just doing it just to fuck.
Yeah. Well, like I've had people come up to like, I think it always catches me off guard too, and like, you know, like let that be a lesson not to take where you are for granted. Like I don't want to like take for granted the fact that, you know, we are hosts at Chatterbox as much as we frequent there and it might be a part of our everyday life. So, you know, you just kind of like go about your life like, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah. But like to other people who like, you know, they'll see who's hosting and then they'll be like, oh, they're hosting, I'll go tonight. Or there have been times where we've been at the bar and someone will just, they won't be a comic. It'll just be like a bar goer or something. And then they'll start chatting us up, whatever. And I've had multiple times someone be like, you know, I'll like introduce myself to them after chatting with them. And they're like, oh, we know who you are. Like we come see you guys host on the mics and stuff. And I'm just like, you know who we are? Yeah. That's weird. No, that's really cool, you know?
Yeah. I had a friend, shout out Bradley.
You always name
because I love all these people that I
want
mentioned.
Josh to go through and bleep out every name Stevona drops.
Never let any of these names escape this room.
I love these people and I have to let them know just in case they ever watch. My friend, I was thinking about him and I went to middle school with him and we were really close friends and I just, for some reason, he was on my mind. And I was like, I wonder whatever happened to him. Couldn't find him on Instagram, any social media. And the night that I headlined, right when I went up on stage, you know how you can see who enters from the back? He entered. He came in. And he sat in the front. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. And then after I finished my set, we went outside and he's like, hey, and I was like, how did you know I was gonna be here? And he goes, oh, because I just came to Chatterbox one night with my friends and your poster was on the wall. He's like, so I made time to come like see you.
That's so sweet.
Like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I was like, I was
really
thinking
cool.
about you. Like I was happy and then I like never seen him ever again after that.
Whoa.
That was really weird.
Goes to Bradley.
I love that.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's a big part of like where we're going towards is knowing that like, you know, just how you hold yourself, how you walk into a room, you know. I feel like a little more, I feel like before I would walk into Chatterbox, like, you know, just a little meek.
Timid.
Yeah, timid, you know, like looking at all the comics that I've like, I would see clips of online and I would see, you know, like you already
You see pictures of them and their clique and stuff like that.
Yeah, you see like where they've performed, you see that they're out doing their stuff, you know, and now it's like, now we're here doing our stuff.
Yeah. And I walk in a lot more confident. It's
too.
crazy the way I used to walk in before and I used to get like butterflies and I used to be so nervous and I used to like hide in the back too.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I walk in and I'm like, I work here, bitch. Like I work here.
It feels like
I'm the
like a
talent.
playground, you know, that you just kind of frequent a lot. So now I feel like the bully now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push some kid in the sand.
Doesn't
next
it feel
time.
nice?
It does.
Feels good to be the bully.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was gonna say, I'm like, I feel like we're the older kids now who can help the younger kids, but I still don't even feel like the older kid because when I see like fucking Julia or Scott or Steve or Steven or
Oh yeah, they're
Vince,
definitely third generation.
yeah, when they go up, I'm just like, damn.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, they got a good one tonight.
Yeah. I'm like, couldn't be me. I'll be there one day. I'll super senior my way here one day.
No, the goal is to not.
Super senior.
It kind of feels like
The goal is to so there is like a celebrity guest, like a pop-in. They can't even put your name on the flyer because so many people will show up.
the way I kind of feel being at like Chatterbox is like I obviously can't speak on this experience, but it's how I imagine people who are like on SNL feel, where it's like you become like an SNL legend. You stay just long enough so that you're a hero, and then you leave, and then you go off and do bigger, better things. So then you come back and host, and then everyone is just like, oh my God, Andy Samberg is hosting, you know? And no shade to Kenan Thompson, but, you know, I don't want to, you know, there's more to comedy than Chatterbox, and I think it's giving us a great foundation.
Kenan's never been to a Diddy party, just to be fair.
No, and I love and I love Kenan, and I think someone needs to be the Kenan.
Which one's that one? The big one?
He's the.
She said the big one, and I know her eyes went behind her. I know you're already thinking it's gonna be me, bitch.
Ask a fucking question.
I feel bad even saying that because
Is that the big one?
It's from Kenan and Kel,
Thompson.
bitch.
I know, but there's a big one and there's a skinny one.
Who's the skinny Kenan?
Yo.
Which one's on SNL, Stevona?
I don't know, bitch. I can't remember.
Here's the thing.
I didn't watch SNL, by the way. I keep
You've
telling you
never
guys
seen
it. No.
Kenan Thompson has
Crazy.
been
watch
the
it. I don't
longest
watch
running
SNL.
cast member on SNL.
Yeah.
And I feel like I should even retract that because I don't even want to put shit on that because I think he's very talented. And if anything,
And he's gonna watch this.
I want him to. He's gonna watch it, and I want him to. If
We love you, Keenan.
I would love his
Come on the
traject-
potty.
Come on the pot. Ew.
don't come on the potty. If
mean-
anything, come in the bedroom. But
There's worse places to come, I guess.
I feel like
Come here, Zaddy.
Ew. Okay, continue, Gigi. We'll
I'm
shut
sorry.
the
I'm
fuck
sorry.
up.
I know he watches this.
I feel like
I know. Just
it
know.
would be really cool to see Kenan take over SNL, like with Lauren Michaels, ever God forbid steps down, you know, or dies.
Ooh,
Lord, God willing, but
she wants this man bad.
but because I don't know, if you've been somewhere for a long place, I don't think that's like something to be ashamed of. I think he's been there because he's been so talented.
Yeah.
But I think but so many times you start like a creative endeavor with hopes of like being there for like a few seasons of your life, and then you move on to something else, you know? So, and that's kind of how I feel about Chatterbox. Watch me be there for the rest of my life. You know, it's like we're here as we're like cultivating and growing, and then at some point I imagine we're gonna start traveling. We're gonna grow, and then we'll come back and headline. It's gonna be like, what? They're here. That's crazy. And that's what I was trying to say. I love Kenan Thompson so much.
And isn't it?
On the subject of Kenan Thompson, he's been doing that his whole life. Like he was on All That. And
Yeah.
it was like the same thing as SNL kind of.
This is all that.
And he's good at what he
I
does.
also
He's very
think he should
talented.
take over.
Yeah. And like by all means, I feel like it would be weird. At this point, it would be weird if he wasn't on the show, you know? I enjoy seeing him on it every season, but I would love to see him. If anyone knows sketch comedy, it's Kenan Thompson. Anyways.
But do you think he'd want to be behind the camera and not like actually on the show?
I could imagine
He's
him
gonna
doing
get old
both.
anyways.
Yeah, but black don't crack. But also, if anything, it would be nice to see. Like, I know it's kind of become part of his aura, but like Lauren Michaels has been doing the show forever, and it's almost like a gimmick that he never he never really speaks. He never really like says anything. He's never really like physically on the show. And I think it would be cool if someone like Kenan were to take over and like does participate, you know? Maybe it isn't in every episode, but you know,
Yeah.
show yourself.
Isn't it crazy how like you listen to a lot of the big time comedians right now, and you listen to like their podcasts, or you watch their documentaries, and they all came up together and they all have like memories of themselves like at the Comedy Store. And it's like, that's how it's going to be for us at Chatterbox, because we also have like the next upcoming comics that are already traveling with bigger. We have Vince Caldera taking private jets with Fluffy, you know, like that's going to be us. But instead of
Mario's
the Comedy
open
Store,
for
it's going to
Big
be
J.
Chatterbox.
Okerson. That's crazy.
Yes, that's
Angel's
just another
opening
example.
for fucking Alfred.
Robles.
You opened for Alfred.
I did.
Yeah.
I forget, dude. I forget. And you know what sucks is I told Angel to take a pic and he forgot.
Of course he did.
He forgot. I'm so sad. I'm like, I don't know if
Angel,
I'll ever
more
have
like
that moment
devil.
ever again.
No, just kidding.
No, that's what is he?
What?
Angel.
Oh, my Shayla. I know. I told him I'm not gonna. He's
I
not
was
gonna,
like epileptic.
I told him he's not gonna be my Shayla no more after that.
No, but it is. It's a class of comedy thing.
And you're gonna hear like people are going to listen to those people's podcasts or their documentaries, and they're gonna hear stories. Mario is going to be on bigger podcasts talking about like us, memories with us, you know, and they're going to have like documentaries, and Josh's pictures are going to be like in there, you know, Greg Bummer's pictures that he takes of us are like going to be in there from like your own documentary and like, you know, things like that, and your special. And when we get on bigger podcasts, you know,
Well, that's the thing that I want to speak really quick on Josh here and give him a little credit. It's this whole idea of our class of comedians, all the people that we're working with, all the memories when we look back at this time, us struggling so much to try to be somewhere and be somebody, and slowly becoming those people. When people like Josh and Greg and make these fucking edits and
all these bald guys we know.
Yeah. No, but when you guys make these edits that seem so nostalgic, when I watch them, I want to cry, and I'm like, this literally happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was there and it happened 2 weeks ago, and it wasn't as fun as you made it.
Yeah, I watched an edit and I'm just like, life was good a week ago.
Like, oh, that's when I got a flat tire and I was crying the rest of the night, but I did dance to that one song.
that's when my heart was broken.
But when we're older, all that little like fucked up stuff isn't gonna matter. It's all the memories that we look back and I'm like, oh my god, these people, and you love those people. And like I'm nostalgic about it now, and it's happening. It's currently happening.
Sometimes like I will go back and find like a Josh edit. I'm just like, oh, I like the bits of me he put in this one. I'm gonna watch it again.
I'm over here like, I gotta do more crazier stuff,
Dude.
I gotta backflip, I gotta split.
It's become like a fucking thing now when people are like, damn, I have to do something to make the Josh edit. I have to do something to make the Josh edit.
How crazy can it get?
Crazy.
Crazy. It needs to be crazier.
I remember one time McKenna commented and said, this edit is a commercial for alcoholism. Which it does make me look back and think, yeah, I could have another shot.
Yeah, it was so funny. I can't get over when Steve dances with us and he says he looks like Ma.
He looks like Octavia Spencer dancing with all the children with us.
And he really did.
Dude,
He did.
What, you know, even Greg Bummer, he's, you know, producer, takes a lot of photos around Chatterbox, and he posted a bunch of photos today. And
He looks so good. Now I'm sad I fucking fell asleep. I'm sorry, bitch. I'm
it's
so
okay.
sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It was
you
only like
fucking
the
missed
best set
out.
of my life, but it's okay.
No, I'm waiting for you to headline because you're gonna headline and I'm gonna be at that one.
Yes, I will
Yes,
soon.
she will.
And I messaged Greg today. He
Gigi
sent
is
me,
headlining this
This
year.
year.
I'm calling it
call it bitch.
Call him.
this year. You already headline, huh?
Yes,
I was there.
Yeah, I'm next. I'm coming up.
Gigi's headlining this year.
on the come up.
I'm putting it in. But Greg posted a bunch of photos from the last Sunday show today, and I messaged him. I was like, dude, you're like the Van Corona of Chatterbox, you know, like taking all these photos and tagging everyone. And it's very cool to be able to like, it's I don't know, it's a nice reminder to be present too.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I know there's going to come a time where I look back and be like, life was so simple when I was just a host at Chatterbox.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know?
Oh my god. Sometimes when my calendar's feeling kind of sad and I'm like, I've got no prospects. Nobody wants me. I'm all dried up and dusty now. I'll look at a Josh and be like, oh my god, someone will call me.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'll be fine.
And you know what? Even if like the calendar is dry for a moment, I'll always remind myself like that doesn't change who I am. You know,
Yeah.
like don't let. I try not to deplete my aura because I'm like when I do come back, it'll be even better. Or give yourself that time to rest and be like, oh yeah, I haven't seen Gigi in a while. Come back, kill it.
Do you ever?
I know. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I know that I'm like meant to do stand-up comedy because when I don't do it for a long time, I don't get rusty. I actually come back a lot better and like hit a lot harder. So it's like I know that like I'm meant for it. For real. Because like sometimes I'll like come back and I'll be worried, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like this feels good. Like this feels like, like when you take a break from smoking weed, because you don't feel high anymore because you just do it all the time, and then you take a break and then you smoke weed again. And you're like, oh fuck,
shit,
I feel it.
I am good at
That's how
this.
I feel when I take a break or when I don't do it. Like I don't ever really stress when the calendar's not full because I'm like, maybe I need to just fucking rest.
Yeah.
Like maybe I just need to fucking.
That's what
rest.
I keep saying. We need to rest. I'm looking at Josh because he never rests. But
He's a man. He doesn't need to.
Resting makes me spooked.
It feels like, recharging your battery. So when like if I'm going on stage, like I know obviously, sometimes shit happens and sometimes you do find yourself just kind of like, I just need to like be present, get on stage and kind of get over with. But like ultimately I would like to feel like recharged. Like I can give, like you are literally giving people your energy on stage, you're giving yourself.
I don't like doing anything before shows. I don't like being out and about. I just like chilling, being home.
I don't like feeling rushed or pressed. And sometimes, like it happens, I'll have to work or something. But for the most part, it's like I just need I need like some bubble time to like amp myself up.
I feel like you guys are like that on days even when you don't have shows.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? I like to be my best self presenting in any situation. I don't gotta be on stage to do that.
I need to recharge. I can't be around people all day, every single day. I need and I was even thinking about it. I'm like, today, I was thinking about when I make my schedule, I need to block out a day where I don't do anything. Like I don't hang out with my friends. I can go out to eat, that's it. But like really just like stay home and like watch TV, like watch a marathon and just like fucking rest. Like don't go anywhere, don't drive anywhere. That's it. Because it's important.
I agree.
I like to see my schedule so fucking booked. I like to see my calendar and I put like so I separate the 3 different things of my life into different colors. Comedy is like a purple dot, work is a blue dot when I have like work events, and then everything else is a pink dot. I love to see my calendar filled with purple dots, and when I don't see as many purple dots, I get anxious. And when I see like a purple dot like a bunch of days in a row, I'm like, oh my God, these next 2 weeks are going to be fucking terrible. Oh my God, I have so much. But then as it's happening and as I'm doing it, I'm just like, yeah. I feel like it gives me power. And then there'll be days where I'm doing like kind of a shitty show. You get put on some shitty shows and even it's like you're headlining a room with 2 people in it and it's the producer and the person who owns the bar and they're not paying attention because they're sleepy too because they put you on their second show that they didn't tell you about at 3 a.m. at a fucking bar in buttfuck nowhere, And I love those too, even though they fucking suck and drain the life out of you and you're just like, what am I doing? Like, I opened for this person last week. Why the fuck am I here? I'm just kind of like, that's when I like rant and let all my emotions out and I just talk shit. But I'm like, how can I still make this funny? It feels like another exercise is another hurdle. And it feels like I still fucking did that.
Yeah.
I feel it's like a drug.
I've noticed that
really
with you.
Is a drug.
You don't waste a set.
I don't.
You won't waste a set. If there's not really that much people in there, she'll just pull some shit out of her ass and exercise that.
It's the only exercise I get is my sets.
I admired that, and I went up and I did the same thing for Darby. No shade, no tea for Darby Cash's birthday. I was like, because Doll Hut, I feel is a weird place to have a comedy show. First off, I don't mind the place. I just feel like the setup is a little weird to have a comedy show,
punk show.
Yes. So already, people are like half inside, half outside. So I'm like, I'm not about to waste a set. Most of these people everybody here has already heard this set anyways. Like, let me just go up and have fun with it and just say like random stuff, if at least for the first 5 minutes,
Yeah. I think it was one of the last times I performed there. It was like you did half material and then half of it was just kind of like, I don't know, saying some funny shit you've had on your mind. It wasn't necessarily like a joke you wrote down, or you just kind of like are riffing and like. I think it's a good exercise in trying to be present with the room. So I think that's something I'm still trying to become stronger in. Is like I can feel confident in my material and in my jokes, but also blending that in with being present with the room so that it doesn't seem like you're just like reading off a script or reading off stuff you've written down. It's like, I don't know, blending it so it's like you telling some jokes, but you're still present with the room. You can still, like loosen up a bit. You can still like address things that are going on and just like be there.
I feel that way even about the idiots shows at Sunset. I feel like those shows are the ones I tend to get pretty like lit at, and I'll end up doing a drunk set, and I don't frequent that. I try not to be drunk anywhere else for some reason. The blackout show, that's where like it's my favorite time.
Something about the Sunset Lounge and Accidental Chaos, I feel like are two places where I'm like, I could be a little fucked up for this.
Who gives a shit?
I don't go to those. I don't go unless I'm on the shows there, because I just feel like Accidental Chaos and Sunset Lounge are like cousins. Like
that makes sense.
But Sunset Lounge is like the rich cousin. I love a Sunset Lounge show. When Mario's like, you want to do 5 minutes? Fuck it. And like a random ass lineup, I'm always like, he asked me to do 5. I get so excited. And I'm just like, I'm not going to even do my, because it's all your friends. Yeah. It's everyone you love. It's literally the same people who are there every single time with like,
she just screams nonsense.
Yeah, I just scream and spew dumb shit. But honestly, some really good jokes have come out of those like spewings of nonsense. Yeah. Like one time I took my pants off because I had another pair of pants underneath.
Okay.
It was really cold outside, so I was double pantsing it. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get naked. And I fucking tore, and everyone was like, nah. I do the dumbest shit in like shows that I'm like, it's a one-off, who cares? It's the idiots, it's all my friends, who gives a shit? Yeah. But those are my favorite memories. Yeah. Like preparing for a real, like a big show opening for somebody, I'm like going over my notes and I feel like I should carry my notebook with me and I'm nervous and I'm anxious. But when I'm performing with my friends, I'm just like, this is like the fun part. Yeah. This is the enjoyable part. I love this.
And honestly, I feel like those are the moments that do and like help carve and make you a better comic too, because it's like it's like it's honing in on what you think is funny. It's like, and who are these people you're vibing with? What brings out your like, your most genuine sense of humor? You're like, I think this is silly. I think this is stupid. I'm gonna be present with it. Yeah. I feel like there are moments at like sunset shows or chaos shows where it's like someone says something and you think of something, you just riff on stage and it gets a huge laugh and you're just like, that's not even a joke I wrote down. It's like validating. Like I'm just funny. Also, everyone's drunk, but I'm just funny.
But also those types of shows and doing shows even when you feel like you don't want to, and riffing and whatever. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I don't really carry my notebook around anymore.
You don't, and I've noticed.
Yeah, and for a really long time, I was so attached to my notebook. I'd carry it with me everywhere. Sometimes I still carry it with me when I'm doing like a show that I promised to do for somebody or whatever, and I just want to like check an old set and be like, oh, I could do these jokes together, and I'll add some other stuff, and then I'll write it down on my phone. And I still try not to look at my phone when I'm on stage, but I'm practicing as much as I can to not have to need notes, to just go with the moment and memorize the jokes that I know usually do pretty well and like would fit that room. But it's the constant performing of my regular jokes and the constant riffing off the room that has helped me so much more to not desperately need to look at my notes. Yeah. Before I feel like I would stare at my notes like if I was trying like to pass a test or something. It felt like I'm never going to memorize this before the test,
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever felt this. I felt this past Sunday. I performed at Chatterbox and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like I had a really good set.
You had a great set.
I feel like it was very strong. Everything got a lot of laughs. And
I heard it was good from other people.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. From who? We'll talk later. But yeah, I felt really good about it. It was a good set. Yeah. And I woke up with like anxiety, and not because I did poorly, but just because it was a good set, but it was material that mostly I've done before. And there's that feeling of like, even though it was good, there is that feeling of like, it was good, but like you want something new. You want something, like a lot of it was like jokes that I've said, like some of them were jokes I said the first time I ever did Chatterbox, which I know doesn't really make a difference to the new crowd who's never seen you before. But it's like me and the few comic friends that are there, like I know each time is a different delivery, but like I just had this anxiety of just like, I gotta write new material,
Yeah, I have had I've had Cowboy Chris and his brother Matt tell me like, oh, can't wait to see you perform again. Like, do you have a new set? Like, we've heard everything already.
And those are the few people that are there like all the time.
Yeah, they're like all the time. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's like a reminder. Yeah. And Amy Honeywell once told me that too.
I think it's a testament.
I'm like, don't even mention her name in the fucking pod.
I think it's a testament that like even if we're using same material, like it's still getting laughs. I think I'd feel worse if I used a bunch of material and it was like, you know, crickets.
And the thing is, like back in the day, like comedians would take one
They pedal
set
the same
and
set
would use it
over and
for
over.
10 years practically. I've even heard T in the green room from other comedians talking about bigger comedians that we know that tour, and they are still using the same set over
same
and
set.
over and over. So it's like we definitely do put that pressure on ourselves, but audience members that go there all the time, they don't know that. They don't know that we say things for years because it takes forever to get it right.
Yeah.
It gets forever to get it right. And not only that, as time goes on and as you get better, you think of better ways to say it and rewrite it. And you think of more jokes that can go along with it. So then you extend it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't understand the whole concept of like putting a joke together and putting like a whole set together. They just think like, oh, you gotta come with new jokes all the time. I used to think like, oh, I have to have new jokes every single week.
Yeah.
And there was a point where when I was new to comedy, I wouldn't go to Chatterbox because I'm like, I don't have anything new.
Yeah.
And so one time
Same.
Steve was like, so what? Like, go up and say old stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to have something new every single time.
Even the open mic, sometimes I won't want to go to the open mic because I'm like, oh, I don't have anything to work on. And it's like, sometimes it's even just good to work on being on stage. You know, even if it's the same material, you know, like ultimately I'd like new material too, but getting that experience to be on stage and to even just feeling a little more comfortable on it. Like, I feel like even though I said a lot of similar jokes, I'm excited to get this clip back because I want to compare it to the first time I did Chatterbox and see how I worded some of the jokes then and see how much more, like, I feel like I'd like to think now, I'll watch it back, watch me be like, oh, but you know, it comes out a little more natural now. It flows out a little more, just in a stronger way.
Yeah.
So even when you don't think you're growing,
You are.
You
That's
are.
like same thing. Like, yeah, like when that goes back to me wishing I was a Chatterbox host and looking at them like they're like the freaking presidents.
yeah,
And now I'm in there.
that's my Mount Rushmore.
Literally. Now I'm in there and it doesn't feel like it, but that's growth. But it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
it. Like I'm like, my life hasn't changed at all, but I have this thing.
Yeah. No, truly. I remember like when I was getting more into stand up and I would see clips of people like on like I'd see comics like performing like, oh my God. I would see comics posting clips and I'd see the Chatterbox wall in the background. And I just remember thinking like, where's that place at?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Covina. Oh, that's not too far from me, you know? But, and then, you know, starting to meet other like comedians who like have been there and stuff. And then actually going there and then not even just like frequenting it as a mic spot, but then actually like being like asked to like be a host there, actually like being on multiple Sunday show, you know? It's just like actually growing there. It's just like, you are now in the position that you once used to admire people for doing.
Yeah.
Like, that's really cool.
And also, like, everyone has their own style and path of comedy. Not everyone is going to operate in the same way. And we're always going to see other people that we admire and feel like, fuck, like I should be doing that. But everyone has their own way of making shit happen. You know, there are people who do the exact same set every single time because they're perfecting it and they want to tour with that set. That's their set. And people are paying to see it. People want to hear those jokes. Dude, I'm telling you, I used to work at the Comedy Magic Club. Jay Leno was there every Sunday. It was the same set. I could tell you his 45 to hour
Yeah,
Do it right
set
now.
right now.
Yeah, people don't think that. They think
Y'all
that you
heard
just
of
go
this?
up
You
on
heard of
the-
this?
They think people think you go up on stage and you just talk.
It's the same.
They don't
fucking
know
set.
that we've been saying this for
Yeah.
years. Go on.
And the thing is that a lot of the people that would come on Sundays were like older people that lived in the, you know, neighborhood that grew up with Jay Leno, that loved Jay Leno. But they would come again and again and again and again. So they figured it out, but they still love him. It's like your favorite band. They're performing songs that you love and you want to see your favorite songs be performed. It's like everybody has a different way of looking at it. Not everyone is comfortable, you know, writing new jokes and working on them for whatever the fuck long when they know that their jokes are good and they want to perfect them and polish them up. Everyone works differently, you know? You have to look at the comics you enjoy, people, you know, try to follow the trajectory or career of the people that you admire in a way that fits your lifestyle, you know? I try to use my time specifically at Chatterbox, like all the sets that I have filmed, to see how much time I've increased. So I've tried to do a different set every time I'm being filmed. Only because for my own records and reference to know, okay, this is how much I could do potentially if somebody asked me to go anywhere. I could tell them, yeah, I could do, at this point, I think I could do 45 to an hour. If I sat down and wrote all my jokes down. But also, there'll be times where I fucking bomb a show, like bomb a set and be like, God, I had better jokes. I have better jokes. I have other jokes. I've had other sets that I know would have done so well here, but I don't practice them, so I forget them. I don't polish them, so when I try them after a long time of not doing them, I feel uncomfortable saying them because they don't hit the same, because I'm not practicing the jokes I'm supposed to be practicing, because I'm trying new shit. And trying new shit is good for some people, and other times I'm like, I also need to be practicing my good sets.
Yeah.
You know, I need to be putting together my sets, knowing what the fuck would work and what audiences, and everybody works different. And you guys, you know, we all have a different path, but ultimately we support each other. I think the only thing we all need to work on consistently is learning what a room wants. What a room needs. Yeah, because I've been at shows, because when you're at Chatterbox, you're just like, oh, this shit's gonna hit. I know the people at Chatterbox.
Yeah.
But I've done
Yeah.
shows with like a majority of like white people. And I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know if they're gonna like this. And then it doesn't hit because I'm doing self-deprecation and I'm talking shit, and they're just like, oh.
Yeah.
And I've had clever jokes that I try to do in Latino rooms, and they're just like, the fuck?
White people hate to see my abortion jokes coming. I'll tell you that right now.
There was that time, and I don't know, maybe it was just that night because I think the energy was kind of off in general, but like I feel like you and I have hosted like the open mic where it's a bunch of comics who we already know and know us, and we'll do making jabs at each other, self-deprecation jokes, and people are eating it up.
Talking
They're like,
about suicide.
They're like, yeah, call her a whore, call her fat, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
And then we tried that out on a Sunday show.
And everyone was like,
everyone was so like, they were looking at me like, and then
you're
they're looking
an
at
asshole.
you like,
Yeah.
you're an asshole. Oh, these girls suck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we told each other to say this. This is one of my best friends, I swear.
Wait, what did you guys say about each other? Can I know? Do you guys remember?
We were
One
just
thing you guys
like,
which set was it?
it was we were hosting the Sunday show. It was the one McKenna was on, and I feel like when we were just making jabs at each other because we were dressed kind of similar. So I
Yeah.
think at some point you made a comment about how like I looked like a whore, and like no one really laughed.
Yeah.
And then I had made a joke about you saying like, oh, you're not like I don't love you because you're fat because I love you.
Yeah.
And I love you a lot, and no one laughed.
You're like,
I
and unfortunately, I love you a lot. And people were just like, oh.
And I was like, she's always say that. I was like, not the room.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes shit hits, sometimes shit doesn't. Yeah, I think that's something that we all still need to learn how to improve on. There's some people who do that really, really well, or it doesn't matter what room they're in, they fucking murder regardless. Like Phil Morris can light up a Latino room like a motherfucker,
man.
but his shit, and he's a white boy, you know, and he's doing things that are good for the masses no matter what room he's in.
He is. I have named him the what did the chaperone call herself? I'm your artist's favorite artist.
Yeah, your favorite artist's favorite
Phil Morris
artist
is your favorite
artist's
comic's favorite comic.
And he's fucking hilarious. I love. But also Mario is prime example. He's learned to riff so well. And
The way
feed
that
off
man
of-
can read a room is very impressive.
Feed off the energy
He
of
doesn't
the
even
room.
do his set. The first, I don't know. Like really hardly ever see him do his same set. He always is reading off the room and talking to the room and making jokes of what's going on inside the environment. Like, you know.
I've only ever seen Mario do maybe 40% of his like written sets. 60% of it is riffing, and if he's riffing real fucking good, all of it is riffing.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking clean and it's so good and everybody enjoys it so much. I think social media has influenced people who watch comedy to want to feel like they're a part of it.
Yeah.
Because comics don't want to put out their material, so they put out
Crowd work.
They put out their fucking crowd work, so now people and audiences are there, and they're like, "Well, what about me? Talk about me." And it's like, no, I wrote down jokes. I don't fucking know you. I don't want to talk to you or talk about you. And it's like a rule at the beginning of every show where it's like, don't talk to the comics. They're performing right now. You know, you wouldn't talk to a person in a play. Don't talk to them. But there are some comics who that's their thing. They want it to be interactive.
Yeah.
And they're so good at it.
Alfred Robles makes it interactive, but he like makes it interactive at the very, very end. He like does a set. And
Exactly. And when people talk about Alfred Robles, they're just like, oh, all his thing is about crowd work. And it's like,
No, it's
no,
like
that's
it's
what he's
not.
putting online.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want his material to be out.
his material
Yeah.
is so funny.
Yeah,
too.
you have to go and watch it.
His material sucks, so that's why he puts it out.
No,
He's hilarious.
He's hilarious. It's just as funny as his crowd work shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, you know.
I used to work at the Improv out in Irvine before I even started doing stand up myself. And I worked at the box office, and there was 2 weekends in a row, Joe Coy was headlining, and he was there like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Love
Thursday,
Joe
Friday,
Coy.
Saturday, Sunday, like double shows on the weekends.
Yeah.
And
He's been to Chatterbox once,
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And I shit you
and he
not.
bought everybody drinks.
How
I
cool.
used to go to the club I worked at.
Yeah,
But I shit you not, every time he performed, it was like a different set because he was just being present with the crowd, and he's asking the questions, and he's riffing with them, and he's telling them personal stories, and he's just like, I think that is the epitome of like a comedian is a funny person, or not every comedian. I mean, every comic is funny, you'd hope, but you know, some people write really well, and that's their thing. Some people just have that funny, vibrant personality, but I think there needs to be like a layer of like trust in yourself that you're a funny person to be able to do that, to have like 16 shows in total where you're headlining, you're doing like 30-minute, 45-minute sets at the end of the night, and you're just present with the room, and like you're making connections with those people. Like you're hoping to make connections anytime you perform, but that is like such a skill to be able to do that.
yeah. I don't do crowd work.
Yeah, I don't work.
The only time I saw him perform, I actually like went to go see him at a show, and he was working on his new hour special, and he did an hour. Then he looked at his watch and he was like, "Oh shit, I haven't done any of my fucking jokes. I need to practice this." And then he looked at the guy at the sound booth. He's like, "Is it okay if I run it back?" He was just doing crowd work for an entire fucking hour. And then he did his hour special after for us. It was 2 hours. We paid for not that. So it was fucking incredible.
I wish.
Do you guys know who Ian Bagg is?
No.
His name sounds familiar.
Ian Bagg is known for being the comic based off of crowd work. Also, Jimmy Brogan, who opens for Jay Leno.
I was
He's
thinking Matt Rife.
we don't talk about them. We don't talk about them here. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really know that much about him. But but Ian Bagg fucking just, he doesn't have this huge personality like initially when he walks on. He's finding stuff in the audience. Even a dead room he can fucking resurrect, because he'll find the silliest inconsistencies in what people are saying and turn people against each other in the funniest ways. And it's like, it's such an impressive skill when people can come out. And I'm sure he has his regular material. I've heard very few jokes that he does consistently in his sets, but very, very few. It's really impressive. But also it's like far and few between people who could just do that as their whole act.
Yeah.
You know? Most people, even when it seems like it's unrehearsed and they're coming up with shit on the spot, they've been practicing that for years. That's
Yeah.
their set.
Even some like, hey, you look like this type person. Yeah.
It's planned. They've done that.
Yeah.
They do that all the time.
And that's what I didn't know either. I was like, oh, wait, so you actually can like work the same crowd work material over and over. Why did I not think that? Why did I not put 2 and 2 together?
Well,
Like,
I do that. I do that when I do my skinny bitch joke.
yes.
It's rehearsed crowd work. I pick a thin looking, beautiful woman.
She picked me
I picked fucking Stevona.
multiple times. I was the skinny bitch.
Yeah. And I just berate them. And it fucking people like it because, you know, these are pretty young girls. They usually, I'm going to say 97% of the time, don't take offense to me acting like a bitch to them. One, because it's so over the top that people are like, she's definitely kidding. And two, it's also because I'm calling them a skinny bitch, and it's still a compliment. It's a backhanded compliment, but it's a compliment, you know? There's only this one time that this girl...
Yeah, I want to hear this.
There's only this one time this girl got upset because I'm like, fuck you, you fucking skinny bitch, you know? And this girl yelled back at me, and she was like, we suck the same dick. And I was like, I'm in a committed relationship. I sure hope not. I'm like, I'm gonna call my boyfriend. He's got some explaining to do. What the fuck do you mean? And then she's like, we fuck the same type of guys. And she's like, fat people can be assholes too. And I was like, see, there you go. Skinny bitch is always talking when no one's fucking talking to that. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Is exactly what I'm talking. And I had to like think on the spot what to fucking say to just make her feel even dumber. And then, like, for a minute, I just let her talk. I'm like, you're so funny. You're hilarious. Oh, my God. You're so good at do you want to come up? Do you want to take it? Yeah, I'm like, do you want to take the microphone? No, because you're hilarious. Come on. And she's just like, and she, like, stayed quiet and rolled her eyes. And I'm like, these skinny bitches are dumb as shit, right? And then I got off stage, and I was like, baby girl. It was all a joke. I was kidding. Literally all the hee-hee-ha-has up there, you know? I get that I'm not your favorite, but like, really? Did you take it personally? She's like, no, I wasn't upset. No, I'm not mad. No, I don't care. I'm just like, okay. And then her friend was like, she's pissed. I'm like, I know. And
Fuck
that was
that
weird.
bitch.
Yeah, dude, and sometimes you'll have no intention of like pissing someone off. I mean, that is you're literally pointing at her, calling her a
Piss me
bitch.
the
So I
fuck
kind of get
off.
that. One of the first times I ever did stand up, I was in college. And I was in like a sketch improv group, but it was like we would put on variety shows. And so for one of the variety shows, I was like, I want to try stand up. Me and this other guy were the only ones that like had an interest in it. And at the time, my dad was like really sick in the hospital and he had gotten better, but I was like making jokes about that. And, you know, I was like, this is my outlet. And for the most part, it was funny. People were laughing, people were vibing. And there's this one woman in the corner and she was dogging me my entire set. And she was so mad. And someone even told me afterwards, like, yeah, the crowd really liked you except that one lady in the corner. And then someone pulled me aside afterwards and was just like, oh yeah, that was so-and-so's mom. I think her husband just died. So you talking about, you know, your dad, making all these jokes about like your dad almost dying and stuff probably like rubbed her the wrong way. And I was like, how the fuck was I supposed to know?
That's your
How the fuck was I supposed to know?
Yeah. I think
she could still laugh.
Yeah. That's just the thing. It's like, you never know who's going to be in the audience. But as somebody who's going to watch comedy, if any of you are watching this or listening to this or interacting with us at all, if you're taking anything away from this episode specifically where we're talking about jokes and comedy in general, if you just are someone who enjoys it and wants to go watch it, please understand that as an audience member, we aren't thinking of you specifically. We don't know you, you know? We're never saying anything to hurt your feelings.
I am.
Off the bat.
Just kidding.
Now, if you're
That was a
interacting
joke.
with us, you're talking to us, or we're getting to know you while we're doing, you know, whatever, and then we start specifically targeting you, then yeah, probably they're trying to offend you. But when we're doing our regular material, our regular jokes, maybe you're trying to piss off a certain demographic of people, but it's never a personal thing to piss you off. If you're the type of person who can't take listening to whatever it is that's bothering you, if you're
Speed
getting
this message up, bitch.
I'm saying, if you're getting a divorce, if your dad just died, if you just had a miscarriage, if someone in your life got
Wrap it
raped, if
up.
whatever, molested, we're not talking about you, girl. We're just talking up here. And if it's gonna offend you, don't go.
We're just desperate
We're just
for a laugh.
joking.
Yeah,
We're just joking.
we're
Yeah.
desperate.
This
for a
bitch
laugh.
jokes about my dead dad. Said my dead dad died because he gave him this bomb pussy. Like, come on.
The thing is, I
she
didn't
told
even-
my mom she was gonna fuck my stepdad.
That's true.
On
But
stage.
I didn't even get to say that joke. Your dead dad joke.
You said it at
said it
Frank's.
Oh, I did say it at
Yeah, you
oh,
said
yeah.
it at Frank's.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
no.
I thought I'd wasted it.
Yeah,
No.
no, it was wild of you to say.
It was funny.
Also, I don't know. I do want to preface, I think being a comic has shifted what we think is okay to say, because I feel like we can joke with each other in a way that is very like, if other people on the outside heard, they'd be like, oh, baby girl, that's not your friend. I can't believe she would say that. And I'm like, I'm really glad she said it, actually.
Yeah.
I needed someone to say it.
Yeah. And some stuff, obviously, it's like, it's not
We know what we're
good.
sensitive about.
It's not good, but we have good intentions for the most part as people. I'd like to think we,
For the most part.
we're not terrible people. We just say terrible things because we want attention.
There was this one time I was hosting at Chatterbox, and this night was so lit, and it was like one of those moments where I was like, oh my gosh, like I found my community. Obviously open mic was going down, and I can't remember who started it off, but someone made like a dead dad joke, and then from then on, like comics kept coming up, and like they would talk about them having a dead dad, and then it just like became a thing, and then everybody just started cheering dead dad, dead dad, dead dads all together, like everybody at Chatterbox. It was hilarious because like everybody just kept saying like, hey, my dad's dead too, like what's going up.
There have been multiple nights at like Chatterbox open mics where someone gets the ball rolling and says like I was a molested once joke, and then so many comics throughout the night are like,
It's like
you
a
were
chain.
molested, I was molested.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
then,
who hasn't been molested
and
at
then
some
there's
point?
like a community built around it. And everyone at the end of it is just like, we've all been molested. This night is beautiful. And it's the weirdest thing.
Well, yeah, because it's horrific, but at some level, we are expressing emotions and fucking shit that we've gone through. And we, for whatever it's worth, we've also been upset about all this stuff.
Yeah.
We're just trying to talk about it.
Like just building that community and like things that in everyday life might be read as like, oh, that's fucked up, or oh, maybe that's taboo. Ooh, maybe don't talk about that, And it's like, I'm gonna talk about it, and better yet, I'm gonna joke about it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna laugh about it.
Absolutely. Thank you for spending the night with us. Please make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at Dumbtired. But for now,
Brush your teeth, wash your face.
Do your skincare.
and don't forget to flick the bean, girl. Love you.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.